The night unfolded in silence, yet the universe was whispering secrets few ever notice. At exactly 11:11, a doorway opened, not visible to the eyes, but felt deep within the mind and body. Ancient Shaolin masters understood that precise moments in time carry powerful energy, subtle currents that shift consciousness in ways ordinary life rarely allows. Last night, something extraordinary brushed against your awareness, leaving ripples that will unfold over the days ahead. Patterns aligned, signals passed, and yet most drifted past them, unaware. In this video, you will uncover these hidden signs, the subtle nudges and mysterious movements that mark that cosmic moment. You will learn how ancient mindfulness practices, coupled with Shaolin wisdom, reveal the unseen forces that guide your life, helping you harness timing, energy, and intuition for true personal mastery. Few realize that time itself can be a teacher, that numbers, moments, and even fleeting feelings carry a language meant to awaken the observer within. By the end of this video, you will not only understand the mysteries behind last night's 11:11 alignment, but also how to recognize and respond to these subtle shifts whenever they appear. Stay with me as we trace the silent signals that slip past most, explore the inner movements of energy, and reveal the lessons quietly unfolding while the world slept. Shaolin wisdom teaches that mastery is often hidden in the smallest, most overlooked details, and last night was no exception. Welcome to Shaolin Soulfire, where ancient wisdom meets personal transformation. Subscribe now and join this journey of awakening where every moment holds meaning and every secret carries power. Your path to deeper awareness begins here. The night holds a quiet power that most never notice. While the world sleeps, subtle currents of energy move through the body, reshaping the mind and spirit in ways almost imperceptible. Last night, as the hours passed, your energy field shifted in ways that no alarm could measure, no eye could see. These movements were gentle, like ripples across still water, yet they carried the potential for profound transformation. Ancient Shaolin teachings speak of this hidden flow. Masters knew that the body and mind are not separate from the rhythms of the universe. Through meditation and deliberate breathing, they could sense even the slightest disturbances and harmonize them with their inner being. Such practices awaken awareness to energy that often passes unnoticed, allowing the mind to align with the deeper currents of life. Even without conscious effort, the patterns of last night quietly reorganized. Thoughts that once weighed heavily, subtle tensions held in muscles, and lingering emotional fragments began to realign. Each shift was a preparation, a silent rehearsal for breakthroughs yet to come. Discipline does not only reside in what is seen and practiced outwardly, it lives in these unseen moments, where consistent mindfulness trains the body and mind to respond with clarity and balance. What unfolds during these quiet hours is often overlooked because it is subtle, yet the most powerful growth rarely announces itself with fanfare. Mastery grows in stillness, in awareness, and in the patient observation of the self. The energy shifts of last night were a reminder that life's most transformative moments often occur beyond the immediate senses, waiting for those who have cultivated the patience, discipline, and inner mastery to recognize them. To awaken fully, it is not only action that matters. It is the recognition of these invisible currents and the choice to move with them consciously, shaping the life that is quietly forming even while the world dreams. Last night held whispers that most would overlook. Tiny coincidences, fleeting thoughts, or sudden insights passed almost unnoticed, yet they were carefully placed markers along your path. Every encounter, every subtle feeling, every brief moment carried a hidden signal, guiding you toward choices and understanding that will reveal themselves in time. These are synchronicities, small, meaningful alignments that speak to the harmony between your inner state and the flow of the universe. Ancient Shaolin masters understood the importance of recognizing these moments. They trained the mind to move with precision, observing without attachment, so that subtle signs would not be dismissed as random chance. Discipline in practice, repetition, in mindfulness, and patient attention to the present moment allowed them to see patterns invisible to the ordinary eye. In this way, life itself becomes a teacher, offering lessons through coincidences that reveal the path forward. 1111 was not just a time on the clock, it was a peak, a cosmic doorway where these synchronicities intensified. At that moment, the alignment of energy, intention, and awareness amplified the subtle signals. What might have seemed trivial, a dream remembered, a song heard, a fleeting thought, was in fact part of a larger rhythm, a language the universe uses to communicate with those who are awake enough to listen. Notice how the mind often rationalizes away these signs, explaining them as random or meaningless. True mastery, as taught in ancient traditions, is the ability to recognize the extraordinary hidden within the ordinary. It is the discipline to observe without judgment, to sense without forcing, and to respond with awareness rather than habit. By tuning into these synchronicities, you align yourself with the current of life, allowing small, seemingly inconsequential moments to guide major shifts in consciousness. Last night's hidden messages were not lost. They were planted for those willing to see, and those who cultivate the patience and awareness to notice will find their path illuminated in ways both subtle and profound. The night holds a space where the conscious mind rests, yet the deeper self awakens. Dreams flow as whispers from a place beyond ordinary perception, carrying guidance, warnings, and insight that the waking mind often overlooks. In Shaolin philosophy and ancient wisdom, dreams are not dismissed as random illusions. They are seen as messages from the higher self, reflections of inner truths waiting to be understood. Last night, the images, feelings, or fleeting scenarios that drifted through your mind may have seemed disconnected or strange. A shadow here, a face there, a sudden emotion. These fragments are more than coincidence. They are symbolic language, subtle attempts to communicate what your waking mind cannot yet fully grasp. Ancient practitioners trained themselves to interpret these signals, not with hurried judgment, but through calm reflection and patient observation. Discipline plays a quiet role in this process. The practice of mindfulness repeated over time sharpens the ability to remember, reflect, and discern the lessons embedded in dreams. Journaling, silent contemplation, or meditative review of night experiences allows these messages to emerge with clarity. What appears fleeting in sleep can, when recognized, illuminate patterns in thought, behavior, and emotional response that guide personal growth. True self-mastery requires listening not only to the external world but to the subtle currents within. Dreams are a mirror of your inner landscape, showing where attention is needed, where energy flows freely, and where blocks may exist. Each night, the higher self offers insight, but only the disciplined observer notices. By honoring these nocturnal messages, the seemingly random becomes intentional. The mind learns to see connections, the heart learns to understand hidden truths, and the spirit gains alignment. What occurred in sleep is not idle or wasted. It is part of the ongoing work of self-mastery, teaching patience, awareness, and the art of receiving wisdom from within. The night is a teacher, and dreams are its lessons, waiting for those ready to listen. Even in moments of quiet, life tests the mind in ways unseen. Last night, while the world slept, subtle disturbances may have brushed against your awareness, small sparks of unrest, fleeting thoughts, or unexpected feelings. These moments are not accidents. They are challenges, gentle examinations of your inner calm. Ancient Shaolin wisdom teaches that true mastery is measured not by external control, but by the steadiness of the mind when chaos appears. When the mind remains still, even as circumstances shift, a deeper clarity emerges. The storms of life, no matter how subtle or grand, cannot penetrate the calm that has been cultivated through discipline and practice. Breathing becomes the anchor, awareness the guide, and patience the shield. Last night, the quiet shifts, the unnoticed tensions, and the small emotional ripples may have been tests of this inner composure. Discipline is not merely repetition. It is the cultivation of resilience within the mind and spirit. Shaolin masters speak of observing without reaction, sensing without attachment, and moving through life with a centered heart. Each subtle challenge is an opportunity to strengthen these qualities. The unseen tests are often more potent than those in the waking world, for they arise when the ego is soft, when defenses are down, and when the mind is most honest. By observing how last night unfolded within you, a mirror is revealed. Moments of agitation, fleeting judgments, or subtle tension show where growth is possible. Remaining present, quiet, and aware allows these experiences to pass without imprint, leaving the mind unshaken. Inner stillness is not the absence of disturbance. It is the ability to meet every ripple with equanimity. Last night may have been a silent examination of your composure, a gentle push toward mastery, reminding that life's deepest lessons often come quietly, hidden within the ordinary, waiting for the patient and disciplined to recognize them. There are moments when understanding waits patiently, hidden beneath the surface of experience. Last night may have carried such a moment, subtle and quiet, its significance only emerging after time has passed. Some lessons cannot be grasped immediately. They reveal themselves slowly, as the mind and spirit align with the truth they carry. In this way, life teaches patience, showing that awareness grows in its own rhythm. The hour of 11:11 often serves as a mirror, reflecting back what the heart and mind are ready to see. It is a point where inner clarity intersects with the flow of the universe, amplifying insight for those attuned. In that moment, the unseen shifts, the quiet synchronicities, and the subtle stirrings of energy may have aligned, forming a message intended for careful observation. The mind may not yet fully recognize its meaning, but the seeds of awareness have been planted. Ancient Shaolin philosophy encourages reflection upon such experiences. Discipline is not only in action, but in the ability to observe, to notice the subtleties of life, and to recognize patterns that appear only after the fact. Mastery grows through repeated attention to these mirror moments, where past events illuminate present understanding and guide future choices. Each realization, no matter how small, strengthens the connection between intention and awareness, teaching the art of discernment. The epic nature of last night lies not in dramatic occurrences, but in what has quietly shifted within you. The lessons are embedded in stillness, waiting for recognition. By cultivating patience, inner discipline, and mindful reflection, you allow these hidden truths to surface. In time, what seemed ordinary or unnoticed becomes profound, revealing the subtle design of the universe and your evolving mastery over the self. The moment of realization is not an event. It is a gradual awakening, quietly shaping the path ahead. A quiet voice often speaks when the world is still. Last night's subtle nudges may have passed through your awareness, fleeting thoughts or feelings that seemed almost too gentle to notice. Yet these are the whispers of intuition, guiding you toward understanding in ways that reason alone cannot. Shaolin masters long ago called this the body-mind connection, a deep listening that bridges thought, feeling, and energy, revealing truths hidden beneath the surface of ordinary perception. Intuition is cultivated, not forced. Through discipline, meditation, and mindful attention, the body becomes a sensitive instrument, capable of perceiving signals that often go unnoticed. The patterns of life, the quiet pull toward certain choices, the sudden insight in the midst of stillness, all of these are reflections of a mind in harmony with its deeper self. Last night, these subtle flashes may have pointed toward opportunities for growth, directions for change, or reminders of lessons already encountered. The challenge lies in recognizing these moments without judgment or distraction. It is easy to dismiss intuition as coincidence or imagination, yet mastery comes from trust and attentive awareness. Shaolin wisdom teaches that the path of self-mastery requires listening first, then acting in alignment with what the deeper mind knows to be true. Each intuitive impulse is a guidepost, signaling where attention is needed, where energy is blocked, or where a choice may lead to greater harmony. By honoring these quiet messages, a bridge forms between instinct and conscious action. What appeared subtle last night may reveal its meaning in the days ahead, shaping decisions and insights with a precision that logic alone cannot provide. Intuition is the language of the higher self, and those who cultivate stillness and disciplined awareness are best able to hear it, follow it, and allow it to guide their journey toward personal mastery. Change often begins quietly, in the spaces we seldom notice. Last night may have carried such a moment, a gentle clearing, an unseen shift within your energy. The events, thoughts, or emotions that arose, though subtle, may have acted as a catalyst, loosening what no longer serves you. Ancient wisdom teaches that only through detachment can renewal take place, and that the old must yield for the new to fully emerge. Shaolin philosophy emphasizes the art of letting go, not as loss, but as liberation. Discipline is required, for the mind clings naturally to what feels familiar, even when it no longer nourishes growth. Through mindful awareness and intentional practice, the practitioner learns to observe without attachment, releasing thoughts, patterns, and energies that weigh the spirit down. This process is not sudden, it is cultivated over time, a patient unraveling that clears space for insight, clarity, and alignment with one's higher path. The clearing of last night, though subtle, may have allowed stagnant energy to move, old tensions to dissolve, and unresolved emotions to settle. Like a river that flows more freely once debris is removed, your internal landscape becomes receptive to new experiences, perspectives, and understanding. Renewal is not only external, it begins within, in the careful tending of the mind, body, and spirit. To integrate this experience fully, it is necessary to recognize what has been released, honor the lessons embedded in the process, and allow space for the new to enter naturally. This is the rhythm of mastery. Observe, release, renew, and act with awareness. Last night may have offered a quiet invitation to participate in this cycle, guiding you toward balance, clarity, and a deeper connection with the flow of life. Detachment is not emptiness, it is preparation, a clearing that makes room for what is ready to bloom. Even the smallest moments hold power beyond what the eye can see. Last night, subtle events, brief thoughts, fleeting emotions, or quiet shifts in energy may have set ripples into motion, imperceptible at first, yet quietly shaping the path ahead. Shaolin wisdom teaches that every action, no matter how slight, carries weight. Like a pebble dropped into still water, each movement creates circles that expand far beyond the point of origin, touching aspects of life often unnoticed. These ripples are rarely dramatic. They appear in gentle nudges, in changes of perception, in new insights that emerge when the mind is calm and attentive. Discipline and mindfulness cultivate the awareness needed to perceive these subtleties. The practiced observer learns to notice how thoughts, intentions, and even silent reactions influence the larger flow of experience. What might have seemed insignificant last night could be the starting point for a chain reaction, guiding decisions, relationships, and inner growth in ways yet to be revealed. Ancient practitioners understood that mastery is not only built through visible deeds, but through the quiet orchestration of small, conscious choices. By remaining present and attuned, one can track the ripples, understanding their direction, and learning to align actions with desired outcomes. Awareness transforms these subtle currents from chance into intention. The unseen events of last night may already be unfolding, shaping circumstances and perceptions that will only reveal their significance in time. By observing these effects, reflecting upon their influence, and responding with clarity and discipline, it is possible to harness their momentum. Small moments, once noticed and honored, become powerful agents of transformation, teaching patience, presence, and the profound truth that mastery often begins in the quiet, unnoticed details of life. The night's quiet shifts were never random. Each subtle event, each fleeting feeling, and each gentle nudge of intuition was part of a larger rhythm, a preparation for what lies ahead. Life often unfolds in layers, and the unseen moments are the foundation upon which transformation is built. Shaolin teachings remind us that mastery is cumulative, a process woven together by countless small intentional actions rather than a single dramatic event. Last night may have served as a rehearsal, a silent tuning of your mind, body, and spirit for the days to come. Awareness of these unseen currents allows you to move with clarity rather than reaction, to align with opportunities rather than stumble past them. The lessons embedded in subtle experiences often reveal themselves slowly, demanding patience, reflection, and careful attention. Each moment of stillness, each breath observed, each insight remembered contributes to the gradual unfolding of mastery. Discipline plays a quiet but essential role. It is the repetition of mindful practices, the steady cultivation of awareness, and the willingness to observe without attachment that primes the mind to recognize what is significant. Through such practice, the seemingly ordinary events of last night gain meaning, becoming signposts along the path of personal growth. Transformation is rarely sudden. It emerges from the accumulation of small awakenings, each building upon the last, guiding you toward a higher state of understanding. By reflecting on the subtle messages and shifts from last night, you prepare yourself to meet the challenges and opportunities ahead with presence and insight. The path forward is always shaped by the quiet preparation of the moments before. Recognizing the unseen lessons allows you to move deliberately, cultivating mastery through awareness, patience, and discipline. Last night was not an endpoint, it was a beginning, a gentle awakening that sets the stage for the journey ahead. The night's events may have seemed mysterious, even fleeting, yet their significance is revealed through careful observation and reflection. True understanding is not immediate, it emerges as the mind pauses, the heart opens, and the spirit becomes attentive. The epic quality of last night does not lie in drama or spectacle, but in the lessons quietly offered, lessons that only take shape when consciously recognized and applied. Awakening begins with awareness. By reflecting on the subtle shifts, the hidden messages, and the gentle nudges that pass through your consciousness, you begin to see patterns and meaning that were previously invisible. Ancient Shaolin philosophy teaches that mastery is not merely learned, it is integrated through experience, repetition, and mindful attention. Each insight, once acknowledged, becomes a tool for shaping thought, action, and intention in alignment with a higher path. Discipline is central to this process. The mind, left unchecked, tends to forget or rationalize away subtle signals. Through consistent practice, meditation, breathing exercises, and mindful reflection, you cultivate the ability to recognize these messages, to act on them with clarity, and to align your choices with the deeper flow of life. Last night's experiences, once integrated, become a foundation for growth rather than a fleeting curiosity. The epic night reveals its full power as you apply these insights in daily life. Awareness turns the ordinary into meaningful guidance, subtle experiences into catalysts for transformation. The alignment with the universe deepens when lessons are not merely observed but embodied. In this way, the night's quiet mysteries evolve into tangible wisdom. What initially seemed hidden becomes luminous, guiding thought, energy, and intention. Awakening is not a single moment. It is the ongoing practice of observing, reflecting, and acting. The epic night is complete only when its teachings ripple through your life, fostering clarity, mastery, and harmony with the currents of existence. Last night, 11:11 opened a quiet doorway, allowing unseen energy shifts, synchronicities, and subtle awakenings to ripple through your consciousness. These moments may have gone unnoticed, yet their impact quietly prepares you for growth, insight, and deeper alignment with your path. The epic nature of that night is revealed not in spectacle, but in the mindful observation and integration of its lessons. By practicing stillness, cultivating mindfulness, and nurturing personal mastery, you begin to unlock the meaning behind these subtle experiences. Each small insight, each gentle nudge from your intuition carries guidance for your journey. Life's profound shifts often arrive quietly, and the true gift lies in noticing, reflecting, and allowing them to shape your thoughts, actions, and intentions. As you move forward, carry this awareness into your daily life. Observe the small moments, honor the signs, and respond with presence and clarity. In doing so, you strengthen your connection with the deeper currents of the universe and cultivate a sense of peace and mastery within yourself. May the lessons of last night inspire patience, insight, and balance in your journey. If this exploration resonated with you, Join our community here at Shaolin Soulfire, like this video, and subscribe to continue walking the path of ancient wisdom, mindful living, and personal transformation. Let each moment, like last night, guide you quietly toward your highest potential.